Okay, this is a storyline reading. This is the Brass Love 1 Healer to Row here on YouTube. This is a storyline reading as far as a mother who killed her little boy that was 9 years old that had autism. She attempted one time to murder him by leaving him, and then the next time she succeeded because he was rescued the first time. So this lady wasn't insane. You're not insane when you try something and you do it again. So when people say they attempted to commit suicide, no, you weren't really trying to kill yourself, because if you want to kill yourself, you want to kill yourself. Ain't no attempt in it. You didn't want to kill yourself, because if you want to kill yourself, you can make it happen. So that with this here, with this lady, she attempted. So this the difference in this is she attempted and people came to his rescue, and that's how he was saved. But then she took him away, and then she went to make it happen the next time where nobody could stop her. Nobody could hear him. Get what I'm saying? So she attempted in the daytime in whichever direction she was. Let me just read a little bit. This lady, Patricia Ripley, she was 45 at the time. Her son was 9 years old, had autism. Oh, I don't even want to attempt to ruin his name. Oof. I might ruin his name trying to say it. Alejandra. That's why I don't like saying names that I don't know how to pronounce it good. Or her 9-year-old son. He was rescued because she attempted the first time, like I said, and he was rescued because he was yelling. But he couldn't really talk, because some children with autism cannot talk. They are not verbal, right? So he couldn't say who he was or anything else when he was rescued because he couldn't talk, remember? She came running back and she got him. So let me just see where she had him in the water at first, because it's on video that she had him in the water. Cameras was around. Okay, it's a Florida mom attempted to drown her 9-year-old son. I don't like showing people videos. I just want to show her her face. But you can look it up yourself. Florida mother. She's 45 at the time. This happened around May 23rd or in May 2020. Follow me? The little boy had autism. I don't want to mess up his name, so I'm not going to attempt to try to say it again. So let me just show you the picture of her son and a picture of this lady, Patricia Ripley. Can you see it good? See, the baby is here in spirit. I don't know how to say his name good. I wish I did. But he here in spirit. I see him. Okay, let's just flow. You're going to get your justice, sweetheart. You're going to get your justice. Believe that thing. God going to make sure this your mother pay the full price. I don't know what the law going to do, but God, she's going to pay spiritually. She's going to feel the hurt and pain. Okay? Because God is real. And that's not acceptable to God to kill anybody, but to kill a helpless child because she overwhelmed or she tired or she don't want to do it no more. Whatever her reasons was, she had no excuse. There is none. She was not insane. So nobody better not say this lady was insane, because this lady was sane. She knew just what she was doing. She attempted the first time and people came to his rescue. The same day or whenever this was, she went somewhere else at nighttime and she made it happen where she murdered him. Get what I'm saying? Nobody was around to save him. Nobody. And then she blamed it on being, let me get it right. She blamed it on, she was carjacked or whatever she said. And I don't like this, miss. I'm going to say this. If you ever get to see my video while you behind bars, because that's where you at. I don't like the idea you trying to blame it on a black person. I don't like it, miss. I don't like you trying to hear the fall guy as a black person. I don't like that, miss. Somebody who look like me. I don't like it, miss. I don't like you trying to push it that way. There's different races of people out here, but you decided to go with a black person because you feel like, oh, the law, they'll believe that. And let me just throw it on a black person. Because when you said cornrows, that's a black person off the bat. And you said all black clothes. You just left out, oh, as a black person, but you know that's what you were saying because you said the cornrows, right? I'm tired of people thinking they can blame things on black people when they do these stupid things and try to blame it on a black person. It's different races of people. Try another race. Stop trying to throw it on black people all the time and think that can fly. I personally don't like that. Susan Smith did that. This other person did that. Even down to that movie back then, a long time ago, To Kill a Mockingbird. The lady, here she is, blaming the black man. Come on, give it a break. Stop trying to blame the black man for something that they didn't do because you feel that the law or whoever will believe you because you white. Now let me get to the story because I didn't like that. I'm telling you. Okay? Just like I don't like you murdered your child. Wasn't nothing insane about you. You knew just what you was doing because you went to do it and make it happen the next time. The same day or whatever you did. You was determined to make that happen. You didn't want no interruptions. Why you murdered your child? Maybe God will bring it out in a storyline. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, you have no excuse whatsoever. And you need to get everything that's coming to you in the jail, by the law with sentencing, and definitely God gonna give it to you. And that's the truth. Okay? So let's just see. This is for Miss Patricia Ripley, right? Let me say your name right. Who murdered her son, Ripley, who had autism. He was 9 years old, child that was innocent, that didn't do anything wrong to this lady, but just be her son. If you didn't want children, miss, you should have made sure you used birth control. I know you heard of it. Okay, now let me just get off of that because I love kids. And I deal with children with autism. I know about autism. I know about any kind of things like that with kids or kids in general. And I don't like it. It's bad when children don't have somebody around them to protect them. They stuck with monsters like you. So let me just say, universe, give me some storylines for this person. You know all about her. I'm hearing 4 of these and 9 of the others. So let's just flow. This is 4. That's light green. I barely can see it. Look at that. And 9. Where are you, 9? Let's see for this lady, this monster. That's what I want to call you. Maybe the monster call I'll come out because you are a monster. No doubt about that thing. You are a monster. Okay, let's just flow for this lady. These are the abuse cards when you abuse someone or someone abused you. These are healing of the soul cards, and these cards are when you hurt someone to the core or murder someone. Follow me. So we got the number 1 card here. Says it was time for you to act, and you was going to promise yourself that you was going to act. Act and do what? Murder your son. Because you were scaling things out for a rosy summer in your life. You wanted to plan a vision. Whatever you wanted for your life. Your child was groggy. Follow me. You felt like if you did what you did to your son, things was going to start to change for you. You had some kind of choice words where you had defeat, or your child did, coming from you. Follow me. Where it was defeat for your sweet baby, right? Your choices are your own, God says, because you're dealing with somebody of the same sex. So you are female and your son a male, but maybe you're a gay lady. Get what I'm saying? Or maybe you was going with a lady. I don't know. Some kind of way, because that's the same sex. It's a carbon copy of what you went through before, as far as maybe with your son, maybe getting on your nerves or whatever. I don't know. You thought something was laughable, but God said you should have did things in decency. Because if all could pick greed, they would choose no nonsense thinking. So some kind of way, you or somebody you was connected to was dealing with money, right? And trying to get money some kind of way. So let's just flow here. Relations to not wanting you as a woman. Maybe your husband, the child's father, didn't want you as a woman because maybe you're gay here, right? Maybe you wanted more money or wanted more money out of him and he wasn't giving it up, the father. Follow me, anything like that? He wasn't going to lower his standards because maybe he didn't want you as a woman. But you need to chalk this thing on up and move on with your life. Follow me. But you felt like you were settled down at the fortress with your son, maybe, huh? Let's just flow. Here's God. God know you miss. Look at it. Look what God's saying. You couldn't control yourself in your own skin. They light green. I'm telling you what it says. Maybe some kind of way you like fashion, your husband, your baby, or whatever, right? But you was going to fill out some applications, some kind of way applications, any kind of paperwork and get happy. So maybe some kind of way you got a plea deal with the police department, the courts, or anything like that. Or maybe you was going to fill out some kind of applications, period, paperwork as far as something in your life. Because you was getting ready to get rid of your son some kind of way so you can live a better life or whatever was going on with you. So it says right here that you need to take down the walls for love for your son. And cheer on your son's achievement. Look at the different things that was good about your child, your son. Right? So we have right here, let's see. Let's see something. That's what I was saying. Wait a minute. Okay, or you wanted your child's father to take down the walls for love and cheer on your achievements. Look at things that's good about you. So maybe I wanted God to bring it out. Look, God is good. God brought out the monster card. You heard me say that earlier. Look at the word down the bottom. So maybe you was adopted some kind of way or raised by somebody else. That's why you are a monster. So unless your child was not your real child, he was adopted by you. Or you was adopted or raised by somebody else and it created a monster in you. Or you was raised by your own parents, but still you became a monster because they didn't give you the love you deserve, and you blaming it on that because you needed to give your child sensitiveness and softness, and that's what your child wanted from you because you had deep feelings inside, and your baby was dealing with a shark, and you was the shark that day, miss. Because you looked at your son as a liability, and it was transparent. That's what you looked at your baby as because you attempted the first time and you got stopped by people coming to rescue him. Then you went the same night, the same day or whatever, and you went somewhere in the dark where nobody was around. He wouldn't have nobody to save him, and you made that mission happen. You completed the job you wanted to make happen. You had deep feelings about it. Maybe your son had something on his skin or you did. That could be anything from pimples, moles, eczema, rashes, dimples, freckles, whatever. Get what I'm saying? You was a monster, miss. You was a monster. And God brought that part out. You was a monster, miss. Look, you was going to proceed with caution that next time around because you was going to make sure you make this thing happen. Because God said you wanted to supersize, right? So maybe you wanted more money out of the child's father and you wasn't getting it. I don't know. But God said you wanted to supersize because you was dealing with a kinkster, maybe your child's father. Or you just wanted to supersize period and be the kinkster and be able to have more money, just live a better life or whatever. So you was going to go full force with this thing and go on, right? And grow your business, get a job or whatever you wanted to do here. But you looked at your baby as a liability. Bottom line, transparent, you did. And you was a shock to this child. This baby just wanted peace for, I'm saying it wrong. This baby wanted a checkmate with you for a peace treaty. Or you wanted it with your child's father, however it's flowing. Because it's obvious that somebody knows something. So your child's father might have knew something, that you wanted money, you wanted to get back together, and that's why you murdered the child, or somebody else knows something. Or you felt your child knows something, or saw something, or whatever's going on here. You ain't get no compassion out of me, miss. You ain't get no kind of compassion out of me. I'm against the death penalty, though. But it don't matter what I'm against. I'm not the person in there in charge. You couldn't get me to pull a lever for no death penalty person. I don't care what they did. I wouldn't. I'm against it altogether. You being in jail the rest of your life, that works. Because you don't get to come out and enjoy your life. So that's good enough for me. By you trying the first time and then succeeding the second time, I feel you should be in jail for life because you went too direct. You went two ways in trying to make it happen. You left him unattended the first time, and he shouldn't have been there, so that meant something right there. You probably lied your way out of there and said, oh, he got away and ran in the water. How dumb you think somebody is. Him.What again? But what's your excuse the second time? Okay, let's see. I need it. Hold a minute. Look at that. Look at God. Look at God. Parents shouldn't walk away. Didn't she walk away? This lady walked away the first time she attempted to murder this baby, this 9-year-old, her son. She put him in the water and she walked away. She ran away. I don't think she walked. She probably ran away. Get what God's saying? This lady was something else. I think this lady, she was gay, and maybe she was having problems with her husband, her son's father, maybe, because he didn't want her as a woman. They ain't got nothing to do with the baby, though. I don't care nothing about y'all grown-up stuff. Don't take it out on the baby. I don't care nothing about your grown-up stuff, and if he wants you or he don't want you, don't take it out on the child. Tired of y'all immature people as adults, as parents, standing in the role of parents when we got parents out, people out here that want children that can't even seem to get one, and we got people like y'all, people like you all, let me just say it like I want to say it, like you all, just having kids and just killing the kids because of you got a problem with your man or your woman or whoever you got a problem with, or you just, yeah, because it's something of greed. You might have wanted more money out of the child's father, anything like that. You felt saddled down. He didn't want you no more. Feel like you're a gay woman. So I don't know if he don't want you because of that, or you seem gay to him, or whatever. I don't know. You look rough around the edges. You look like that rough around the edges. See your picture. You look rough around the edges. So you could have been. So if he don't want you, he don't want you, miss. You don't take it out on the baby. I don't care. Let's know all about it. This lady ridiculous. Okay, the first card for Miss Ripley is her name. Miss Ripley, this is for you. You had to become groomed to what God created you to be at birth. And you wasn't. You was molded however you was molded. You was going to let your sounds be heard loud and clear. Or you needed to, God said. You need to talk and ask for help from somebody with this card, this light green. You're going to be calm and conquer this thing because I'm bruised, but I'm still me inside. be calm and conquer this thing. So I feel this will go with your baby at that time, not you, because you the one who was the aggressor. You was the one who did what you did. So this will have to go with your son back then. I'm bruised, and he was bruised because you put him in the water and terrified him. But he was still him inside, and he was going to be the conqueror. Follow me? But then you came back at him again later on that night or whenever you did. So it says right here that he thinking, or you thinking at the time, right? He was feeling his feelings, all the feelings he could feel right then, the baby. I'm calling him a baby because he's 9 years old, your son. Or you was, because adoption sometimes can become a monster. So either you adopted this little boy or you was adopted. If not that, you was raised by somebody else or raised by your parents and they didn't show you love, and that's why you became a monster. Follow me? If he wasn't adopted, or you wanted full range submission out of your 9-year-old. Follow me? And it says you was going to spin the tables around on your 9-year-old. It was repercussions for him, right? And you was going to turn the tables, and you did just that. It was repercussions, right? So it says right here that it was some defeat with your 9-year-old because he couldn't talk. He was nonverbal. You had choice words for him, right? So we have right here, you wanted to make a pocket full at the fairground. So maybe you was working, or if you wasn't working, you wanted to have a job, or you wanted money from somewhere. So parents shouldn't walk away. You put your child in the water. It was said you put your child in the water, it's on tape, on video, and you ran away and left him there so he could drown. Follow me? So you ran away and walked away and left your child. This would be your child's side. Will I ever know who born me? Because since he can't talk, he wondering and trying to figure you out. Right? At that time. Because right now, he not alive. He in spirit. So God wanted you not to go in fast like a sailor, but have a wise mind. Because you went in fast like a sailor the first time, and God wanted you to have a wise mind. After you didn't succeed the first time, you didn't have a wise mind. It just made you more determined because you came back later on at night, and you went somewhere, wherever you went at, where nobody would disturb you, and you drowned your son or left him, whatever you did. You wanted to just move on with your life and chalk this up as a loss. You just wanted to just go head on and move on with your life and chalk it up as a loss because some kind of way you wanted to go to work. You wanted to go to work and make money, or you wanted to do overtime or whatever it is. Maybe he's getting in the way. Maybe you ain't have daycare or whatever this is. Okay, it says right here that your son wanted to checkmate with you for a peace treaty, right? Or you wanted it with the child's father. Take it however it goes, right? Or this could be with you and the father. You needed to chalk it up that it ain't work out with you and the father, if that's the problem. And move on with your life, if it was that. You're going to fill out some applications maybe for a job. If not for a job, paperwork with the judges or whatever, with a piece of, what you call it, a plea deal or whatever. It got to be something to make you happy. So it says right here, do not lower your standards. Right? So you wasn't going to lower your standards. Right? Because relations to not wanting you as a woman. So this will go with maybe your child's father didn't want you anymore and he wasn't going to lower his standards, or you wasn't going to lower your standards. So things were starting to change, maybe with you and your child's father, maybe. Because it seemed like you might have been getting a job, and maybe you was trying to get rid of your son because you wanted to be able to work. And you ain't want nothing to stop you, maybe, if that's it. I don't know. Let's see. It says, why you bothered about my sex life? I aim to please. I mean to please. So we got somebody concerned about your sex life. Because there's a same-sex card in here. So maybe you was having a problem with your child's father. So it says transparent. Maybe he looked at you as a liability, your child's father. Because maybe he see that you gay some kind of way, or whatever's going on here, anything as far as your sex life, right? Or you was concerned about his, or we take it as you looked at the child, your son is a liability, the 9-year-old. So he was groggy, the 9-year-old. But you was going to plant your vision to go get a job, make some money, or whatever you wanted to do here, right? So it says right here, when you lose a spouse to death, you are free. So the child's father, you lost. The relationship is over and done and dead. You know what I mean? It's over with, done, right? Or this could stand for your son, even though it don't go with a son, it go with man and woman relationships. I can take it as your son because your son and you supposed to have been like partners. Our children is like our other half, our children, right? So I can make this as your son. When you lose a spouse to death, when you lose your child to death, you are free. So if you lose your child to death, you was free to just go to work or do whatever you wanted to do. You was just a free woman. So we can take it as your child for right now, and I'm changing it for a minute because it could go that way, or we can just leave it with you and your person, the child's father. The relationship was dead and over with, and it wasn't going to be revived. You need to heal yourself by coming forward, though, God says, because, okay, so we say look on the floor for it. So I'm going to use this for your baby, even though he couldn't talk, right? I know about that. I know just about that. He couldn't talk. And it's terrible to not be able to know how to communicate because you don't know what's going on in his mind. So he don't know how to communicate and get the words out. That's all he know how to do is to yell. So he was totally helpless. So I'm going to use this for his card. God, show me the way. Even though he couldn't talk, inside his mind, he might could talk, but it might couldn't come out of his mouth. Get what I'm saying? He might have known certain words. I don't know, right? Look on the floor for it. So we're going to take this as the water because he was put in the water, right? Look in the water for him because you put him in the water. So this side, I'm going to turn the card around because it says, God, show me the way. This will be your son's mind. He want God to help him. He want his mother to help him. He want God to show him what to do. He don't know what to do. It's pitch black at night. He in water. He don't know how to swim. He don't know. He wanted God. He needed God. Unfortunately, something didn't smell right to somebody. To him, maybe. To your son. Something ain't smell right. Something was wrong. Where's my mother? Or whatever he's thinking, like inside his little mind. Or it could have been something ain't smell right as far as your child's father and you, anything like that. Because he is a same-sex card. Right? If you choose, God says your choices are your own. No growth come from the same-sex person. Follow me? So we have right here that you had to build a path, but you need to proceed with caution. Because it's obvious that somebody knows something. So you know something, and you know what? That you was going to kill your baby for whatever selfish reasons. To go to work, to be free, to be with another woman, or because your child's father didn't want to give you more money, or whatever this is all about. Follow me? And it's obvious that somebody knows something that would be your child. He see that he's stuck somewhere, but he don't know how to communicate. Or maybe your child's father knows something as far as what kind of person you are. I don't know, because it was a carbon copy, a issue or something that happened before, and it is. Because earlier that day you attempted to murder your son, but the second time you succeeded. A carbon copy, a repeat. You was playing lottery for a chance to win. The first time attempting to murder your son, but you didn't win that time. But the second time, you done it. Ears was for hearing. Whatever it was, that the yelling and all, the baby was yelling for help, protect me, save me. So God said ears was for hearing for you, but you didn't want to hear because you was tired of hearing him, right? You was playing lottery for a chance to win, but you ain't win that first time around. You thought something was laughable, but God said you should have did things in decency. Because you was trying to make arrangements to get out of that camp, out of that place. Right now, we're going to talk about where you put your son at in the water. You was making arrangements fast to get out of that camp, to get away from there. You was running the first video. The second video, you drove off or whatever you did, right? You didn't want to hear him yell. You didn't want to hear him. You blocked him out in your eardrums when you didn't hear him yelling. You left him out there. You didn't love your son. That's what makes it so bad is when somebody don't love their child, they have a child they don't love, and the child stuck with these rude, selfish, terrible people, monsters of parents, right? Okay, it says right here, I'm making a change. See, you wanted to make a change. They like green. You wanted to make a change. You was tired of dealing with your son and dealing with your child's father, or what? Or you was making a change. Maybe you wanted to get a job. You was you was in a relationship with some female. You was getting ready to be in one with a female, or whatever you was doing. You making a change. You ain't want them holding you back. You felt stuck in a house in a fortress with your son. You wanted out. I'm making a change. Here's the card saying it. Believe what you wish maybe to your child's father, because you're not talking to your son, because your son don't even know what you're talking about. You're making a change. You're ready to turn your life around, because you was planning something for a rosy summer, scaling it out. But your son wasn't included in that summer. Because I think it said this happened in May, so you made sure your son didn't make it to summer, because you was going to go full force. Grow your business, have a business, go to work, or whatever you was going to do. But here's God. It's going to be justice for sure for your son, because he deserves it, against you. Miss Patricia Ripley. Right? Whatever your race. So it says right here, depression don't last for so long. And you chose you. So you chose you back then because you felt like you was depressed or overwhelmed or tired of dealing with your son, anything like that. And you chose you. That you ain't going to deal with no more of dealing with your son and all of what goes with your son. And you chose you. And by you choosing you, you chose to murder him. So we have no nonsense. If all could pick greed, they would pick no nonsense thinking. This is a greedy card when you got money and you want more money. So either you wanted more money from the child's father for child support if he didn't live with you, or you just wanted another job, or you wanted to work overtime, or whatever was going on with you as far as money. Your son wanted sensitiveness and softness from you, or you wanted it from your child's father, anything like that. So you felt you were settled down at the fortress, at home, or at the job, or whatever. But usually, I feel it's the home, because this is a place you want to get out of. Okay. It says right here, you had to learn, you wanted, it says start to love yourself, so you wanted to start to love yourself. You ain't want to be caring about your son anymore. You wanted to focus on the self, you, right? So it say jacking up, so you was jacking your son up, or somebody was jacking you up for money, or jacking you up in a collar. Follow me? So jacking up for money is somebody was asking you for money, or jacking you up in a collar, or you was jacking up your son, follow me, in the collar. Or you're just jacking up your child's father, trying to get money out of him. That means trying to beg for more money. So we have check touching. So if you wasn't like, or this is a shortcut card, maybe you took a shortcut in your driving to get somewhere, follow me? Or shortcut in your walking. So it says right here that, or with your child's father, if not your child's father, some lady you going with or whatever in jail or wherever this at, right? With the same sex. Some kind of touching a little bit all on the body, and to see if you can go all the way, or this person, I can take it the other way. Okay, it says allow life to follow you to the best places, not the worst places. And you allowed life to follow you to the worst places when you went to each one of those water spots to drown your son. You had to be essential by coping, God says. So it says recovery for a brighter future. You got to live the best life by getting healed, because God wants you to get healed. Follow me? Because you was a shark to your son. You was Miss Ripley. Oh, babe, because it says right here, the Kingster. So you wanted to supersize and be the Kingster. So I feel like still you wanted more money, so maybe some kind of way you wanted more money from the child's father, or you wanted to be able to get more money by having a job or something like that. Or you wanted to work overtime or whatever was going on, and maybe your son was holding it up, changing it up. You were stuck at home with him or whatever was going on. But God says that your son existed for a bigger reason than what you thought, Miss Ripley. Right? I'm ready to be guided to my path. I got to turn it around. Your son existed for a bigger reason than what you thought, Miss Ripley. And because this would be, I'm ready to be guided to my path. And he was guided to his path. He went to spirit. He died. Get what I'm saying? His path, he died. That would have been his path. He died. Get what I'm saying? Because he no longer here. But he existed for a bigger reason than what you thought. You just looked at him as your son, and what all you looked at him as. You needed to cheer on his achievements, any good things about your son. He wanted you to take the walls down for love, spare his life, love him, spare his life and love him like a mother should love her child, but you didn't. Because he wanted you to promise that you would act, because it was time to act to save him from the water, because he used to you helping him and saving him and getting him out or whatever and keeping him safe. But this time you didn't do it. In his mind, he thinking, if he couldn't even say it, where's my mommy at? Because he knew you always be there to help him. Because it was time for you to act, but you wasn't around. But you was promising your own self it was time to act, because you was going to get rid of your son one way or another. People stopped you the first time, the second time. You was going to make that happen because you wanted no more lack in your life. Right? You was going to be responsible for just your own self, not your son. You didn't want to be responsible for your son anymore. You wanted out of that. Right? So you couldn't control yourself in your own skin. Follow me? Because you tried the first time, then you went the next time, and you made it happen. Maybe you like fashion. Maybe your son like fashion. Maybe the child's father like fashion. Anything like that. Because you had deep feelings inside. Because you wanted to just be responsible for the self. You was tired of dealing with your son. You wanted to change your life up. So we have right here that either you or your son got something on the skin, whatever it is. Burns, scars, rashes, pimples, dimples, freckles, whatever it is. Cuts. Yeah. But God says it's going to be justice for a little, I don't want to say his name wrong, the 9-year-old. Yeah. Because God said if all could pick greed, it would be no nonsense lessons. That means somebody want more money. They got money, but they want more money. So they willing to do anything to get it. But God says it's going to be justice. You looked at him as a liability. You don't want him stopping you from getting a job, making some more money. You want to live your life now. You're tired of him, and the only way to make it happen is to get rid of him. You looked at him as a liability. But God says it's justice on the 4th or whatever card God gave. Where is it? It should be up here. God gave that card. Let me just show it again before I stop it. Somewhere God gave it. Because God said, look at God. God knew you missed. God said, parents shouldn't walk away. Then you walk away. You ran away the first time, but the second time you walked away and got in your car. God wanted you not to be like a sailor, going in fast, but have a wise mind. But you did have a wise mind. You knew just what you was doing. That's why they can't say you was insane. You was sane, and insane can be missed. You knew just what you was doing. You tried one time, you got stopped, and you said, no, not this time. You want to make that happen the next time. It was time for you to move on in your life. You didn't want to be bothered with your son anymore. You wanted to just be responsible for yourself. Remember what the card say back here. Right? The card says it right here. You want to start being responsible. So, what? It was time for you to act. You was going to promise yourself, we're going to make this happen today. Your child wanted you to cheer on his achievements. You didn't even want to think about nothing good about your son. You didn't want to take down the walls for love for your son and say it's wrong what I'm doing. No, because it was time for you to move on with your life. You didn't want to be bothered anymore. Transparent, you looked at this sweetheart as a liability and miss you and pay for that thing. Because either it ended with you and his father and it's dead, get what I'm saying, where he didn't want you anymore, it was over with, you know what I'm saying? Or this could just stand for your son. You felt you was free once you just get rid of your son, kill your son, and make that happen. And that's what you did. Here's your baby out there inside his little mind praying to God the best he can to help him. And the floor stands for the water for him because he's in the water. Because unfortunately something didn't smell right. He might couldn't talk, but he knew something ain't right. Where's my mommy? Get what I'm saying? She always saved me. She always helped me. So this same sex can go with you and somebody in jail, or it could have been outside of jail. I don't know. Could have was an S-shell, carbon copy. You went 2 times to try to make it happen, and you made it happen the second time. But ears was for hearing when you heard him screaming and the people talking the first time. But did you pay attention to it? No. Because you was playing lottery for a chance to win and murdering him earlier that day. Because you thought it was laughable. Need to do it in decency, things in decency. But you made arrangements to try to run and get out of that camp, get away from your son. But you came back at it later on, didn't you? Yeah, because you had plans. I'm making a change. You wanted to change and start being responsible for only you. And that's what you was going to do. Believe what you wish. You changing up. Scaling things out for Rosie Summer. Here's the card I wanted. Justice. Justice for you, miss. For sure, God says. But God, get ready to deal with you spiritually. Because I saw you come near my computer either yesterday or whenever it was. Whenever it was yesterday, some kind of way I think. Or whenever I saw it. That's why I'm doing it. Today is the 4th of July. Yeah, justice for sure. You in jail right now, but God want to deal with you spiritually. Let me take it across. I like to do that. God, great, get God's justice with you, miss. Because you decided you was going to choose you. And that means you had to get rid of your son. So you wouldn't have to deal with none of his stuff. You ain't want to deal with none of it. Because what? You chose you, right? So God going to bring everything back to you, miss. God going to make you feel, miss. God going to make you feel. Because God wants you to say you shouldn't have did what you did. It was wrong what you did. Don't say you sorry, because really you meant to do what you meant to do. So that's just a blatant lie if you say you're sorry. Because look, you wanted no more lack. You ain't want to be dealing with your son. Look, you wanted to start being just responsible for yourself. You ain't want to be responsible for him no more. You might be dealing with somebody in jail, or the same sex that want to please you, or could have been out here when you're still out here, you and your husband, or you and some woman. Because things were starting to change. But you need to see that your son was here for a bigger reason than what you thought. But no, you want to be selfish about things. But God going to deal with you, Miss Patricia Ripley. I can't pronounce your son's name, so I'm not even going to attempt to ruin his little name. But he was 9 years old. He had autism. He didn't deserve what you did to him. And you're going to pay. God is going to make sure you pay spiritually. The law already have you. So this is for you. I'm not going to keep saying it over because you know what you did to your son. And I'm hoping that you stay in there all your life. I'm hoping that, not that you get the death penalty or anything like that, but I hope you stay in there for the rest of your life. Because you tried to do it the first time, then you went back again to do it and you succeeded. That makes it where you need to stay in there for the rest of your life. It's the bracelet one.